what I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab.
And it's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you.
Few matchups in boxing history spark as much debate as a potential showdown between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence "Bud" Crawford. Both men represent the pinnacle of their eras. Pundits and boxing pros have weighed in on who would emerge victorious if these two boxing masterminds ever shared a ring. The conversation isn't just about skill, but legacy. Mayweather's flawless mastery versus Crawford's versatility and killer instinct.
Definitely one of the greatest. He's done shit that Floyd Mayweather ain't done.
Like what?
Like what?
The audience that don't know.
He is a two-time undisputed champion. Floyd wasn't a one-time undisputed champion. So he has all the belts in one division and then moved up and got all the belts in another division. I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of boxing.
Yes, and he beat the man.
And he beat the man. Let's give Terence Crawford his flowers because everything he said he was going to do,
he done it.
He did it.
Floyd Mayweather retired with a perfect 50-0 record, one of the cleanest resumes in the history of the sport. His career was defined by marquee wins over champions across 5 weight classes. Mayweather's ability to neutralize punchers and tacticians alike was legendary.
Floyd Mayweather stopped Conor McGregor in the 10th round to improve to 50-0 in what he says will be his final fight. I actually believe him this time, Max. What's his legacy?
Well, he's one of the great pure boxers who ever lived. He is never cheated himself. He always was in condition. He had no off nights. That's why he won every fight. It's one of the reasons. Not because he's one of the best to ever do it, and because he was always prepared over a very long amateur and pro career. Amazing. Another reason is he carefully selected opponents, knew when and where and when and who to fight, and basically changed the paradigm in boxing. I'll translate. He flipped the script. I mean, really, boxing is basically, and this is just the way it is, and I'm a huge boxing fan, and I make no apologies about it, but it is fans and networks essentially exploiting fighters. That's how it works. We want to, and we demand a level of dedication and risk-taking with your health that's insane, right? Like, someone's getting their head beaten every which way, and if you quit, you don't have heart. You can't be a great fighter, which is true, by the way. It's a blood sport. And Floyd, and usually fighters wind up broke and punch drunk. And Floyd Mayweather flipped the script. He said, no, I'm not going to let the game play me. I'm going to play the game.
Terence Crawford, meanwhile, has quietly built one of the most complete legacies of the modern era, becoming an undisputed champion in multiple divisions and proving his ability to adapt to every style thrown at him. His switch-hitting, sudden power, and elite ring IQ have made him a nightmare for opponents, and his dominance at welterweight has elevated him into pound-for-pound debates, where only Mayweather's ghost seems to hover above him. Professional fighters and veterans have not shied away from weighing in.
Everything is on Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5 division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Crawford made, that all that he has, is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had 1 foot out the game. And if he can be the man to defeat him, because remember, if Saul beats him, Terence Crawford was the first man to get all 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions. Yes, I beat that champion. Yes, I beat the multiple division champion, and he had the
Oscar de la Hoya, who fought Mayweather himself, recently stated that he still sees Floyd as the superior fighter, arguing that Mayweather's record and technical mastery make him untouchable in head-to-head comparisons. De La Hoya's perspective reflects the respect many in the old guard have for Mayweather's resume and his ability to win at the highest level consistently. On the other side of the debate is Canelo Alvarez, who shared the ring with Mayweather in 2013, but has also faced Crawford recently. Canelo caused a stir when he said Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather, praising Bud's IQ, versatility, and the level of his recent victories. Coming from a fighter who has faced both men in different circumstances, his opinion carries particular weight.
I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, you know, or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
You faced Mayweather, what, you were 23 years old, I believe?
23.
And
Just
again,
turned 23.
Yeah, you just turned 23. You didn't have a lot of seasoning. I know people will say, oh, he had a lot of fights. Well, you didn't have an amateur career. You started boxing at 15 as a pro, right?
Yeah.
So you gave up the weight concession. You gave up the rehydration clause. And I always thought if you would have faced him, you know, with some more seasoning, it would have gone differently.
You know, he deserved the position in that moment because, you know, Floyd Mayweather is one of the best fighters in the boxing history, and he deserved the position in that moment. You know, I try to make history, and I try to put myself in the very top in that moment. But for some reason, doesn't happen, right? And yeah, like you say, if I had that fight with Miguel Angel Cotto first and all these kind of fights, and then fight Mayweather, maybe go in the different way. But, you know, we never gonna know. We never gonna know. And I learned what from that fight, and like I say, things happen for a reason.
Shane Mosley, another veteran who went 12 rounds with Mayweather, has leaned toward Crawford in this potential matchup, suggesting that Bud's all-around arsenal makes him more dangerous and complete than Floyd. Mosley's view reflects what some fighters who have felt Mayweather's style firsthand understand. His brilliance is undeniable, but Crawford brings angles and weapons Floyd never had to deal with.
Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Shane Mosley has also acknowledged that while he respects Crawford's all-around abilities, Floyd Mayweather is no weak link. In fact, Mosley has gone on record several times saying that Mayweather's defensive brilliance and discipline make him one of the hardest puzzles in boxing history.
I was surprised about his power. When you attack Floyd, he has a way of making you run into it and you feel the power, like a collision. But when you kind of box away from him, yes, he has power, but not like he does when you're trying to attack him. He's not weak, he's strong. Like I say, he trains hard and he does all the things you're supposed to do as a fighter or as a champion to be the best.
Mosley fought Floyd in 2010 and actually rocked him badly in the second round. But he later admitted that after that moment, Floyd adjusted instantly, shut him down, and never allowed him another clean opportunity. That experience shaped Mosley's view. He respects Crawford's size, switch hitting, and offensive variety, but he also knows firsthand that Floyd is a master at neutralizing even the best weapons.
Everybody talk about Shane Cardi, but what was the issue? Shane started hesitating. Why did Shane hesitate? Because he took the best shot and he stood there, held on tight, and on top of that, made Shane feel his strength, and came back out like nothing happened the previous round.
Right.
But still stone cold.
Right.
And then Shane ends up being the one hesitating, waiting, and the fight get away from him.
I'm saying Shane hit me with a hell of a shot. Okay. Actually, 2 shots.
Oh, okay.
But even in that particular round, what I said to Shane was this. I was like,
You did said something to him when you grabbed him.
I said, you gotta kill me.
Oh, shit. I wasn't ready, bro.
I said, that was a good one. I said, that was a good one, but you gotta kill me. I said, you gotta kill me. And did I mean I'm not gonna lie, I meant it.
Andre Ward, Crawford's close friend and former champion, has also defended him vigorously against claims that his accomplishments don't measure up to Mayweather's. Ward emphasizes Crawford's adaptability, skill, and ability to dismantle elite opponents as proof that he belongs in the conversation.
Who's the most skilled fighter today?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tyke Shakur, Devin, Boots.
Boots is one of my favorite.
It's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud. Because me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. You gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes, but this and this, it's different, man. There's not a lot of guys like that out there currently. There's a lot of guys that talk it, but until you get in that real fire, I'm not saying a guy you fighting a guy you should beat. I'm saying a guy that it's a 50-50 matchup. We don't really know what you have. You don't even really know what you have.
Ward has even called Crawford the GOAT of this generation. Ward has been one of Bud's strongest defenders, not only because of their personal friendship, but also because Ward sees Crawford's resume, dominance, and adaptability as something unique in modern boxing. After Crawford's destruction of Errol Spence Jr., Ward flat out said that Bud had earned the right to be considered the greatest fighter of this era.
Andre, we just seen Terence Crawford create greatness and beat Canelo Alvarez tonight. What was your thoughts on that performance from Terence?
Terence Crawford, great performance, man. He's been doing this throughout the course of his career. The stakes were a lot different in this fight, a lot more danger. He had to fight that kind of fight in order to beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, and he did that at 37, but getting ready to be 38 years old. And he proved, like Max said, that he is the GOAT of this generation. Hats off to Canelo for taking the fight. He didn't have to take it. Hats off to Turkey Al-Sheikh for putting it together. Just a great, great night for boxing.
Yeah. How special a fighter is someone like Terence Crawford? There was no signs of a size disadvantage there. How special?
You can see it in spots, but it wasn't significant. And I didn't think it was going to be significant. And people call me crazy, but I've been around Terence. He's strong. He's got a wrestling background, and people don't realize that he's been boiling himself down all these years and still being successful, not having to do that. His condition seemed impeccable, and his strength was there, the power was there enough to get respect from Canelo. So what more can I say?
What would you like to see him do next? Do you think there's another fight after this?
I'd like to see him be done. What are we boxing for at this point? What else is there to do? There's always going to be a YouTuber or a reporter or somebody conjuring up another challenge. We box to get ourselves in a better financial position, to build a name and a legacy. Those boxes are checked. What else are we doing? Why are we still in the game?
Yeah, I get it. Andre, always good to talk to you. Appreciate it.
Mayweather himself has commented on Crawford with a mixture of respect and pride. He has congratulated Crawford on his big wins, particularly his demolition of Errol Spence Jr. But he often reminds fans of his own resume and what he accomplished over decades at the top. Floyd, as always, positions himself as the benchmark against which others must be measured. That tension between admiration and legacy protection is natural. Mayweather has long prided himself on being regarded as the best of his era, and the idea that a younger fighter could threaten that standing keeps this debate alive.
I didn't want them to fight. I really like both of those guys. Yeah. A lot. Like, I had a chance to hang around Earl. I had a chance to hang around Terence. And both guys, class act. It would look like I'm leaning towards one guy because I boxed one guy before.
It was beautiful to watch, but also tough to watch to see what happened to Errol. Obviously, we don't wish bad on,
Nobody. The best man won. If I was training him or I was in his corner, I don't think he should be fighting at 147 at all. I don't even think he should be fighting at 154.
Really?
I think he should be fighting at 160 or 168.
Wow.
That's just my honest opinion.
Roy Jones Jr. has been vocal in placing Terence Crawford at or near the top of the modern pound-for-pound scene. He said that Crawford has been dominating for a long time and called him the king, P4P right now, with only the likes of Naoya Inoue breathing close behind. Roy has also criticized Floyd Mayweather's legacy, saying that while Floyd is great and belongs in all-time discussions, there are fighters whose primes and styles Roy believes would trouble him more than some give credit for. On the Crawford-Canelo front, Roy has described Crawford as a great small guy who might beat good, bigger fighters, implicitly suggesting he sees Crawford capable of handling Mayweather-type challenges.
Got to rank him probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10, because he definitely has the skill of a top 5. Just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get, and that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for pound for pound, that maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donaire. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost nobody. Don't tell me he better than Bud, no.
Tim Bradley has said outright that Terence Crawford would beat prime Floyd. He believes Crawford has the advantage of being versatile, and that his timing, power, strength, and adjustment skills give him what Bradley sees as the tactical edge. Bradley has also made clear that he respects Mayweather immensely, calling him one of my favorite fighters of all time, Ice, recognizing his defensive mastery, footwork, speed, and agility. Before the Canelo versus Crawford fight, Bradley warned that a loss for Canelo to Crawford would damage the Mexican fighter's legacy in a way that going down to defeat against someone like David Benavidez might not. He points out that Crawford is moving up 2 weight classes, older than many of his opponents, and if Canelo loses to someone doing all that, the criticism won't just be about that single fight. It'll feed into narratives about whether Canelo is past his peak or avoiding real challenges.
Terence Crawford would beat a prime Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he would beat him. Yes, it would be a competitive fight, but Crawford, master thinker just like Floyd. What the advantage that Floyd has is that he has great defense. The advantage that Crawford has is that he not only can fight orthodox, he can also he's versatile. He can switch to the southpaw stance. And we all know that Floyd don't like to fight southpaws. We know that. What happens when you have a guy just as smart as you are and able to make adjustments like Crawford? What happens when you have a guy that can hurt you with either hand? A guy that's powerful and strong like Crawford. A guy that's quick as Crawford. A guy that can fight you in the pocket. A guy that knows how to execute that Philly shell. He knows how to bust through that. He'll have enough to beat Floyd, and he'll not have enough to gain respect and hurt Floyd too. I don't think he knocks him out, but I think he'll win in close decisions. Hey, I want to know what everybody else thinks.
After fighting Canelo Alvarez, Crawford addressed critics during the post-fight press conference. He said people constantly told him he was nobody, or that he couldn't beat that kind of guy. Now, having beaten Canelo, what can they say now, he asked. He called it a signature win over someone who had never been defeated at super middleweight. Crawford also noted that there had been clear favoritism toward Canelo in how the media and the crowd treated the fight in the atmosphere of the stadium, but implied that it didn't affect how he performed, saying he was motivated by the doubts and the noise.
What was his power like? Have you been hit by anybody that strong before?
I've been hit harder.
No, in a real fight, not a sparring.
In a real fight. Not Avanesian, but Mean Machine hit harder than Canelo, to me. To be honest.
Terence. Congratulations.
In a recent interview, Mayweather Jr. dropped hints that a return to professional boxing might actually be on the table, especially in the wake of his upcoming exhibition match with Mike Tyson, set for spring 2026. Mayweather told TMZ that while nothing is guaranteed, there's been talks, it's possible. He emphasized that he's feeling good, staying sharp, and looking forward to giving fans something memorable. Whether he risks his unbeaten streak again remains uncertain, but for the first time in a long time, Floyd has publicly left the door cracked open.
This is your life for so long with Floyd fighting this guy, fighting Manny, fighting Conor, and all those, you were just at the center of all these talks for so many years. It's exciting to be back there again. Any chance that that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's been talks. It's possible.
Floyd's genius or Bud's grit? Who takes the crown? Drop your knockout pick in the comments.